I was in the Amazon jungle one time and I was partaking in this tribal ritual. It's this psychedelic ceremony where you drink a shot of this earth sludge that the Shipibos call uni, or in Quechua, it's called ayahuasca. And ayahuasca gives you these intense visions and deep, profound sort of self realizations about traumatic things that happened in your past, or overall, just in general, it gives you just strange visions, and confronting these visions is often considered one of the most like religious experiences a person can go through in life, and they consider it very healing. I consider it very healing. I can't speak for other people. I can speak for myself, but it's a very healing experience. And I had this very interesting vision that I want to share with you. I had this vision of myself shape-shifting through time in the form of my ancestors. Every step that they took was essentially this predestined path that was leading to actually to this moment here, to me. Every step my ancestors took were leading to my steps. And I could see this clear as day. Men, women, I was just like shape shifting through time. And it led to my parents, and it was like this still moment after seeing this where it was me. Here I am. And all my choices are going to affect my future incarnations in the form of my, my future ancestors, my children and their children, and, so on and so on. Who knows how far this goes. And I was able to see how I was carrying on the stress and the trauma and the pain of my previous ancestors. They went through some heavy shit. And I see it clear as day reflected in my parents, and I'm sure that you also see this in your parents or in people in your life, that they take on, we take on these, what's given to us. We take on what's given to us. So our environments, our culture, our home life, our friend life, our self-image is built around the projections that our environment is giving to us. So if our parents are in pain for whatever reason, because they're lost, and because their parents were lost, and their parents were lost, and their parents were lost, and this echo is just making its way to us, and here we are, lost and confused, and none of us really have any connection to anything beyond ourselves, let alone ourselves. So I saw how me doing this work in my ceremonies, in the ayahuasca ceremonies, and my meditation work, and just, really trying in life to be a better person and stuff. And, I saw my ancestors being released, being healed. And they were all had this like when you're going through something crazy and you have that weight on you, and then it suddenly goes away, and you feel lighter physically. You feel lighter, like, oh my God, finally! My ancestors all had this feeling, and they were celebrating in this vision that I was having. They were all happy, and they were all like finally able to move on. And it's because I'm doing the spiritual work to heal my own traumas. So like the message I got from this vision was that healing ourselves it heals our ancestors, because it cuts that generational trauma that's being passed down, that hereditary wound that we all carry, and that we all, if we don't heal it, are going to pass down to the people in our lives and to our children. And this is why things don't often change much in the world, because it's the sort of, you can imagine there's an energy that's just being passed down and passed down and passed down, and the form of the energy is changing, but the energy is still there. And unless we change that energy, it's not going to change. There's a ton, that made no sense what I just said there. But anyways, like what I'm trying to get at is that, What I'm trying to say is that when you take on a spiritual practice and you consciously work on becoming a better person, you become aware of your habits, you become aware of your triggers, you become aware of the things that anchor you to the lower aspects of who we are, the ego, these traits of ourselves that aren't that aren't like the part of us that is in growth and in love and in motion to something beautiful. So when we can become aware of the things that are keeping us away from that, then we're healing our children. We're healing our parents. We're healing their souls. It's on a spiritual level that this healing is taking place. You know, it's like when they say that, in superstitions, they say that a soul can't move on if it's trapped in a desire or in if it has unfinished business, it can't move on. So many of us have this feeling that we have no self-realization. We have no connection to who we are. So we're like lost, we're looking for something. We're desperately searching. It's like when you have your phone in your hand, you're like, where the fuck is my phone? And you're looking, you're tearing everything apart, and it's in your hand. You're on your phone. So the thing we're looking for is what's looking. It's us. We're looking for ourselves. But the thing is that we're constantly, how do you see what is seeing? It's the paradox of the self. But when we take on these spiritual practices, yoga, shamanism, and our own practices in life, compassion and being friends, being friendly with people, whatever it is, we are healing our ancestors in a true kind of way. We're releasing them from that bondage, that thing that's anchoring them to the lost world. Free yourself. When you free yourself, you're freeing your whole lineage. Yeah, I just thought this was a really interesting idea. And it's interesting also that I've heard people say this in the ayahuasca ceremonies afterwards. I spent a lot of time working at Arcana Spiritual Center, and there they hold these traditional ayahuasca ceremonies, and people come there at the end of their wits, when they're just like, fuck, I have nothing more. Here I am. And a lot of people come also just to explore, but, many people that are struggling with depression, addiction, trauma, they come here to these retreats and they get healed. I see it because we talk about it the next day after we do the ceremonies. And these people say, I've heard people say exactly what I'm saying. So it's crazy that these reoccurring visions, that there are archetypes within this plant-induced trance, this visionary experience that comes on from the shamanic tradition of the Shabibos, Uni, ayahuasca. This experience it produces reoccurring themes for people. I find that super fascinating, and I am very excited now that science is starting to look into this stuff to figure out what it is, why does this unfold that way. And ayahuasca is so visual and so profound in its storytelling and its poetry when delivering you these visions and these messages that it's like you're living it. It's like you're living it, so it's healing. You're able to see things that you've done in life or things that have happened to you in life from a new perspective, and it becomes something new. You have a new way to associate it. And I also, meditation is the same. Meditation is the same. When you are doing this meditation, you're going on this inward journey to say, who am I? What am I doing here? Why do I have these certain tics? Why does my culture have this, these negative expressions? And why do we all take on these negative expressions of our culture? And how can we transcend them? When you start asking these questions, is when a lot of profound healing happens, and you're healing again. your entire ancestors. So I just thought this was an interesting idea and an interesting concept to talk about. I mentioned it in a video I posted a couple days ago where I was just saying how, you know, it was about self-doubt. And I said, if, you know, healing, I think I said healing yourself heals your ancestors. And someone asked me to elaborate on it. So this is kind of my elaboration. Yeah, it came from a vision. It came from an ayahuasca vision. I saw my ancestors celebrating. The more I woke up, the more I became spiritually aware. My ancestors were like relieved. They were relieved. So yeah, if you have any other suggestions of interesting topics you'd like me to talk about, leave a comment below. And make sure to look at the comments and thumbs up, thumb up. Give the ones that are interesting a thumbs up. My name is Dakota, and this is my YouTube channel. I've got tons of videos like this on YouTube, so click subscribe. You can see me in the Amazon hanging out with these shamans and all kinds of stuff. If you're into spirituality, I think you'll dig my channel, because I'm also into spirituality, and this is, you know, I consider myself a religious explorer, a religious traveler. You know, I kind of just wander or stumble around the world, meeting people that are also into exploring the mystery, you know, the dimensions that are available to us, and the different methods of getting access to those. So Dakota Wint, that's me, Dakota of Earth. This is my YouTube channel. I have a Patreon, all that good stuff, Dakota Wint. If you want to support me, then you can sign up to my Patreon. You can buy a t-shirt from Stay Happy, Stay Weird. And yeah, until next time, peace out, y'all. Om Shanti Shanti.